What's up, everybody? What's up? We're using a different method to go live this time because apparently I'm unable to use Streamlabs a um OBS. So I got to use two separate cameras and, and do it like that. So you see me looking this way, guys. So people are watching on YouTube. I'm talking to people on TikTok. TikTok, you ever seem to turn this way? I'm talking to the people on YouTube. I have two separate cameras and trying to so everybody can see pretty much the magic. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's have amazing plans for Christmas and have an amazing New Year. I didn't do a live for the last couple of days because your boy needed a break. I was exhausted, and I'm probably not gonna be doing so many lives around this time of season because I want to spend time with the family. And I'm on vacation, but I also want to stay on vacation and not be on vacation and still feel like I gotta do a whole lot of work as well. So it's gonna be mixed. So with that being said, I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a great and wonderful Saturday. I know I am. Those on YouTube can actually see the background a little bit better because the camera's a little bit better set up. Fortunately, people on TikTok are definitely going to see this much because I'm using my phone. But listen, if you want to, please everybody, please follow me on my YouTube so you guys should get a better camera experience. But you know what? We'll make the best of it. So, I am working on a video showing the end result of the game room for over the last year. So it's going to be the end of the year game room tour where I go into all over the game room and talk specific details about everything. So I'm working on that video. That video should be out tomorrow because a lot of editing got to be done. I'm not gonna lie. Besides that, just enjoying myself, enjoying my Saturday. Cheers. Drinking some Red Stripe Sorrow. So hope everybody's doing well. I think a little bit later today, I'm probably going to play some Occupation. This is one that I actually been really looking forward to playing, and actually it's one of the most hardest games to find on the PS4. You don't see this game a lot in the open, so I'm actually looking forward to trying this game out. As well, I did. So I brought the Takakami versus Capcom game. Hold on, let me mirror the camera. Joining myself versus nice man. I don't have the Nightmare Before Christmas game. I do have Kingdom Hearts, but I'm not really big into Nightmare Before Christmas. Um, yeah, I'm drinking some Sorrow Red Stripe. I don't think they sell these over here like that. These came from Jamaica, but it's decent. Um, so I got this from GameStop and actually printed my cover art, and it came out pretty good. Now that everything's settled and stuff, and that's one thing I tell people. Even if you get something from GameStop, if you get one of those bullshit labels, you always can print it out. And then if you get a color printer with the gloss paper, it looks amazing. You probably could tell it actually was 3D, like it was printed, but not bad. Any Super Monkey Ball. I did, and I ended up selling it because I couldn't stand that game. Super Monkey Ball ain't really one of my favorite games. Like I do have like Ape Escape, but I think the controls to me was just a lot, and trying to do this and do that was kind of driving me crazy. So that's another reason why I didn't really do it, and I just stick with the Ape Escape because I think I had Super Monkey Ball for the GameCube, and I also had it for the PSP. I could be wrong, but yeah, and this mine's fully complete. So yeah, I don't have Super Monkey Ball unfortunately. Some of the new games I did pick up. Death Stranding. Y'all kept telling me I should really play this game and try it out. Got it for $5, and I thought I'd try it. Sonic 3D Blast. Sonic 3D Blast was released on the Sega Saturn, I believe, and I don't have that because that game's kind of expensive. There's a lot of games that I wasn't really a fan of after Sonic Adventure 2 and 1, so that's why I don't have. But when it comes to Max Payne, I do got it. I'm actually a big fan of the Max Payne series, and I love how they showed the evolution of Max Payne from him actually dealing with loss, and then him actually living with the loss, and then obviously with 3, him finally accepting the loss. So I think that was actually a really good. Thank you for the follow. This was actually a really good series. I feel like these two deserve a proper remaster, and if we ever get a proper remaster, I feel like that'd be awesome. Um, I don't have cards. I don't have so my collection. Not this game. I'm not trying to get a whole bunch of games just to get it. I want to get games I actually enjoy playing, and cards wasn't one of them. Now, GoldenEye for the N64, I do have. Right here. And there's a little contra-belief to GoldenEye, right? A lot of people think GoldenEye was good, but believe it or not, The World Was Not Enough was actually a better game and a better multiplayer game. But everybody loves GoldenEye just because it was the first game of its kind with the whole four-person shooting. Even though World Was Not Enough is actually, to me, was a little bit better. So Splinter Cell and Mortal Kombat, yes to all three. So I'm going to show you the Mortal Kombat. I have pretty much all the ones for the PS2, Shaolin Monks, all the way down Deadly Alliance, with Deadly Alliance being my favorite. Kingdom Hearts HD, that would be the 1.5 and 2.5. And there is, I think, another version, I think 3.5. But I also have Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. So, I do have it. I hope you're having a good day. What's your favorite PS2 game? I'm doing really good. I'm having a really great day. It's almost Christmas, so, and I'm on vacation. So, Deadly Alliance is my favorite one because they actually introduced new mechanics and they actually killed off Liu Kang. Was actually really kind of crazy at the time since Liu Kang was the fan favorite. They introduced different fighting styles, different type of moveset, and also introduced weapons. Was actually pretty cool as well. That's another reason why it's like my favorite. I do got a few WWE games. So SmackDown series for the PS2, I got all of them, and they're actually really good. And these are the ones I really do enjoy. 1 second. It says sign into the chat. I could have sworn I did that already. Sorry. Did it sign in? Can I? Sorry. For some reason, it should allow me to. There we go. Now I can look at the chat. Sorry, I was trying to sign into my chat for my YouTube. I'm using another camera. Cyclone filter. I don't have NBA 2K, but I do got Cyclone filter, and I enjoy it a lot. So I got one. I just like using the taser with people. Tasering people in the Cyclone filter series is really, really fun. I also got it for the PSP as well. I think for the PSP it's sealed. Thank you. I don't have NBA 20. I'm not big into NBA 2K. I do got one of the best 2K games that came out was 2K1. And this mine is still sealed. This one came with Ivan Iverson, so I do have that. I feel like for the one for the YouTube, I should have a light facing me so get a little more better lighting. I'm doing good. Hope everybody's doing good. The Suffering was a decent game. I'm not saying it was the overall best game, but it was decent in itself. And I like the fact how it was. But I'm not getting a sequel at all. SS Tricky. I do have one SS Tricky game, and I got it. I forgot I even got it. I got it part of that bundle that I got a little while ago. SS Tricky. I do have it. Just gotta remember where the hell I put it. I could have sworn it was on this bottom shelf. I could be wrong. Where the hell is it? SS Tricky. I do have it. That's one thing I know. I do have it. That's Jurassic Battlefield. Yeah, right here. SSX Tricky. Here we go. I do have it. Sorry, it took a little while for me to find, but I do have it. And then State of Emergency, I do have it as well. SimU. SimU is actually one of my favorite games that ever came out. I feel like SimU, especially the original SimU, was so far ahead of its time. All the things that allowed you to do. The fact is, it was so good. That's why I feel like that SimU 3 kind of failed because the world kind of finally caught up to SimU. Where before, the SimU was ahead of the world. Rocket Power, I don't have yet. I am eventually thinking about getting Rocket Power. And then Sonic 2006, San Andreas, yes, I do. Not my favorite out of all the GTA games, out of all that generation, but I do have it. San Andreas, fully complete. Army Man Soldiers Heroes for the N64. I do got that. I actually really did enjoy playing it too. It's actually a really fun game. The whole Army Man vibe and everything is actually really fun. I do got PS2, yes, I do. I don't have Blast Corps. I do got Resident Evil 4. I got Resident Evil 4 twice. Hold up. So, I have Resident Evil 4 for the PS2. Not the original. I want the GameCube port. But I do got the PS2 port. Then, I got Resident Evil Remake. Which I did beat. I beat all of them as well. And then Resident Evil 0, GameCube. Oh, wrong one. GameCube. Which is actually still the better port of the game. I don't. Let me see. Rainbow Six. I do have an Avatar. I'm not a big fan of the movies, which I know is crazy, but I don't really have Avatar. Somebody said Rainbow Six Vegas. Got both of them. Vegas 1 and Vegas 2. Godzilla Destroyer on Monsters. That's the one for the GameCube, which I do have. It was actually a really good Godzilla game. One of the best Godzilla games, if you ask me. Destroyer on Monsters to me is way better than the PS4 one we got that was trash. Street, yes. So I have all the Street games. Well, not all. I have the ones that matter. So NBA Street Volume 1 and 2 and NFL Street Volume 1 and 2, which was to me was actually really good games. 1080 for the N64 had one of the better soundtracks. You know what? I'm not a big fan of snowboard games, but 1080 is one of the few snowboard games that I love. It's actually one of the first ones I actually did pick up when I first started collecting for the N64 again. And I actually really did enjoy this. Twisted Metal, I do have. I just got Black. To me, Black was way better with the story and everything. That's why I picked up Black. Now, for Heavy Rain, I got the Quadratic collection, which is like the HD. So I got HD version of Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and also obviously Detroit Be Human. Also very good games. Medal of Honor. So I don't have a lot, but I do got 2 Medal of Honor games. Hold on. I got one for the OG Xbox, but I got one for the PSP. Rise Heroes was actually not a bad one. Simpsons Escape One. I don't have Two Rockets or any Tomb Raiders. So I have the original 3 of Tomb Raiders, 1, 2, and 3, was actually really good, especially since they're redoing the series. I kind of like the whole Carrie Tomorrow, Laura. That's just me. Sonic 2006, I don't have. I do have Sonic. The newest Sonic game I have is Sonic Forces. That's the newest one. I don't have Astro Bar. I don't have UFC, and I don't have Pepsi Man. Uh, Sorry, chat's going fast. I don't have Pepsi Man. I don't have UFC 3. I do got one UFC game, but not UFC 3. Only modded console I have is my Game Boy Advance. Shadow of the Empire I do have. Shadow of the Empire was released on one of the hardest games on the N64. Not because the game was hard, because the controls and the camera angles sucked. But I do have it. Then as well, I do have Black Flag, which I gotta figure out which one should I get into. Should I play Black Flags first, or should I play another Assassin's Creed? I'm not really sure. Yo, what's up, Hayes 3D? How you doing, man? I don't have Army Man 3D. I got Army Man Charges Heroes. Then I got Army Man RTS. Yeah. Then I got Army Man RTS, which is like the over the top Army Man. For some reason, I don't really have a legit reason why I don't own Bully. Liza P, I'm not really big into Souls games. Like, I have a couple Souls games, like Bloodborne and stuff like that. I'm just not a big fan of those type of games. I don't really enjoy them very much. Medal of Honor Airborne. The only Medal of Honor besides for the PSP I have it for the OG Xbox, and that would be Medal of Honor. I think it's Front Lines I have. Somebody said Serious Sam earlier in the chat. I'm going to show Serious Sam. And then Medal of Honor Frontline is the next one. Sorry you see me looking here, looking there, because I'm working with 2 cameras. I got the legal disc. Oh, wow. No Espanol. Destiny, I have digitally, but you can see I have the Ghosts from Destiny 2. And then Driver. Driver is a really unique game, because all the Driver games all take place, use inspiration from movies and stuff. But Driver 1 specifically uses aspects from one movie called The Driver that was released in the late 70s and early 80s. That game, the first scene when you're in the parking lot, is actually one of the first scenes of that movie. The worst game I played this year. New games, or is it like a new game, or is it more so retro? Let me know which one. Dead Space and Most Wanted. I'm going to show Most Wanted first because a lot of people don't know all the games after Most Wanted 2 takes place in the same universe. So even the newer Most Wanted all take place in the same universe. Then you got, obviously you're the same protagonist in Underground and Most Wanted. Sorry. Yeah, I was wrong one. So all games after Underground 2 take place in the same universe. That came out this year. That's kind of hard because I really didn't play a lot of new games this year, to be honest with you. I mostly played, most of the games that I played was really good. I was kind of really picking and choosing which ones I was going to play. So it's kind of hard for me to say. I don't have Crash Team Racing. I'm not a big fan of Crash. The only Crash game I have is Crash Wrath of Cortex. I have 921 games in total and counting. Yeah. Well, we're still waiting for those files to come out. I do have Xbox games. So you mean like OG Xbox game, or you mean like the newer Xbox games? I do got both. Yoshi's Island, not a fan of. I'm gonna be honest with you. Favorite N64 game? So that's always gonna be mixed. So a lot of people don't think that no. I'm not gonna say a game that everybody knows about. I'm gonna really talk about a hidden gem. So besides Conquer Live and Reloaded, there's a game called Hybrid Heaven that was released actually by Kojima. Let me see. Hybrid Heaven. Hybrid Heaven. Here we go. This game was actually released by Kojima, and it was actually supposed to be a Metal Gear Solid for the N64. They decided to scrap that and go with its own thing, and they called it Hybrid Heaven. This is actually a really, really good game for the N64, and I feel like it don't get enough love. Far Cry 2 is actually one of my favorite Far Cries. I don't know why. All the Far Cries, this is actually my favorite Far Cry. So, yes. Now, Winback, I do have. Do you know there was actually a Winback 2 that was released for the PS2 and Xbox? So I have the first Winback, but I also got Winback 2. Now, I'm going to be honest, Winback 1 is way better than Winback 2. I'm just going to be honest. But I do have it. So what's your fortune? I keep saying I do have it. I don't. I do got Conflict There's a Storm, and then I have, what is it, Black Hawk Down, and I think I got one soldier. Yeah, Army Rise of Soldier. So I don't have Soldier of Fortune. Shadow of the Colossus and the most expensive game I have. So I'm gonna show the most expensive game I have first. I'm gonna show you two of the most expensive games that I own. So it's between these two games. One is Steel Battalion. To play this game, you gotta have $400 to play this game. Not only does the game cost a lot of money, but you also gotta have the controller to go along with it. Then I also have Samurai Western. Samurai Western is one of those games that is really rare. You don't see a lot. It's actually made by the same people that made God Hand. And I actually try to get God Hand to go along with it. Yes, thank you. This is actually a legit Turbo Man from Walmart that was leasing only at Walmart a couple years ago in celebration of the movie for a while. What's up, Hybrid Mike? How you doing? Like I said, guys, please forgive me if you see me looking in two different directions because I'm working with two different cameras to try to keep everybody in the loop. You send. I don't only send games nowhere else. This is out my private collection, and these are games that I privately own. And I'm just showing off and talking about it. I don't have Deja Vu, but I do have NBA Street. So NBA Street Volume 1 and 2 is usually everybody's favorite, but everybody usually loves Volume 2 more than Volume 1. That's just how it is. And thank you. That's just one aspect of this game room. Actually, in the video I just did, I wanted to show off all my controllers, and this is how I did it. The Warriors. Yes, the Warriors was one of the hardest games for me to find because everybody that had the Warriors did not want me to give up the Warriors. This is one of those games that nobody wanted to give up. I do have PS4 games. I actually have a little PS4 collection right here, as you can see. It's actually way bigger than my PS5 collection. My collection is probably in a couple of thousands. I'm not gonna go into super details about that. Last of Us for the 360. Last of Us never came out for the 360. It came out for the PS3. Like Christian, come on, you gotta do better than that. I do have knowledge of video games. Wave Racer, I do have. I actually have Wave Racer. What's that? That's Hydro Thunder. I got it for the N64 because I remember playing it on the N64 more so than anything. So Wave Racer. I also got it for the PS1 as well. Jericho, I don't have. Fire Emblem, I'm never a big fan of, but I do got Bulletproof. Fire Emblem, I could never get into, and I love JRPGs, but I couldn't get into Fire Emblem for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know who that is, so hopefully they can leave a message. I don't collect Legos. No, I'm not a Lego collection. Like Lego collector. Not a big fan of Legos. Blood and Truth, I don't have it. Thank you for the follow. Modern Warfare. I think World War II or World at War. So I'm gonna show Call of Duty 2. And I also got World at War, if that's what you want to see as well. Battlefront for the PS5. You know what's funny about Battlefront for the PS5? It was also released on the PS4. That's what I keep saying this generation sucks because they didn't really do much with it. This one, actually, no, I'm wrong. I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the one with the actual good story. So yeah, no, I don't have that. And somebody said Tenkaichi. I'm not gonna get into Tenkaichi. Sleeping Dogs. Yes, I do got Sleeping Dogs. So you know one thing about Sleeping Dogs? It's actually supposed to be called True Crime Streets of China. Streets of Hong Kong, excuse me. And Nick was supposed to reprise his role in the game. Sleeping Dogs. One second. Stranglehold. Where the hell's my Sleeping Dogs? He's supposed to be up here last time I checked. I do got Sleeping Dogs. I just gotta find it. Let me see. Here we go. Sleeping Dogs. I do have. right here. I do got Super Nintendo games, and I do have thing. Feel me? I got a PS. I got a Pro Digital. I put. I don't understand. Just DM me that question, and I can answer it later. Bro, you got the special edition of Doom 3 and Dead Rising 2. Yes. So people that can't probably see me on YouTube, up here I got the special edition of Dead Rising and the limited edition of Doom 3 as well. So yes, I do have it. And Resident Evil 4 remake, I do have that as well. I don't think I put it back. Of course I did. Resident Evil 4 remake. It was actually wasn't my favorite, but it was a decent one. It's supposed to be just listening to music and it's just playing whatever. Here we go. So yeah, Trails. Yes, I'm a big fan of Trails from Zero series, like Lloyd and them, and I've actually got like the collector's edition of Trails from Ashura, which you don't really see at all. Unreal Championship, I do have. You know what's funny? I don't really collect games that you don't want to really play online, really. But this is like one of my first games I played online, and this is one that I actually really do enjoy. So that's why I do have it. Scooby Doo Mystery Mayhem, I don't have. Let's say I'm not a big fan of Scooby Doo. I just don't really have a lot of Scooby Doo. And I do got a Sega Saturn with one of my favorite Sega Saturn games, is Sega Saturn Dark Savior. This game, unfortunately, is trapped on the Sega Saturn because of the I don't know the licensing, but this is an awesome game. DM me and I will tell you, because every time I say how to do that, I get restricted, and I don't want to do that today. So any questions pertaining to that, just DM me and I'll answer that in my messages. Maximum Carnage was something I was really interested in. It looks cool because it's red, but I'm not gonna do that. I didn't really get it. And then Gotham Legacy, no. Super Mario World's probably one of the few Super Mario games that I have. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of Super Mario. Not a big fan of Mario at all. I'm more of a Luigi fan, but I do got a few Mario games. And I have no Fever games. I'm not really big into Fever. Sorry. Or Tied the Time Resident Devil, neither. Mario Paint, I think I got it somewhere, even though I don't already play it. So Dukin, I was thinking about getting that. Assassin's Creed, I can do Assassin's Creed. So starting with Assassin's Creed 3 Steelbook, which I have. I have Black Flag. I have 2. I have the first one. Then I have Revelations. I don't know what's good. Then I have Brotherhood. Altogether, I have 921 games. I'm gonna see if I hit 1,000 soon. I do have some Xbox One games. Xbox One is still very valuable because there's no really games for the Xbox Series X by itself. Gauntlet Legends, I don't have. I don't know. I'm not really into the whole dungeon crawling games. Cause I'm not remember Gauntlet is one of those games that are like dungeon crawler type games. PS1 games I do. But one of the most rarest PS1 games is Xenogears. I got this a little while ago, and I actually really enjoy playing this game. Allura I don't have, but I do have True Crime Streets of LA. I got all 3, and I say 3 because it's actually technically supposed to be a 3rd game in the series called True Crime Streets of Hong Kong, but I was changed to Sleeping Dogs. And Nick was supposed to reprise his role in that game. Chronicles of Narnia, no. Not a big Chronicles of Narnia fan. So absolutely not. And then somebody said Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2. A little fun fact about me. The first Final Fantasy game I ever played was 10, believe it or not. It wasn't 7 or 8, it was actually 10. And it was alright, but it didn't really captivate me to continue the series until I got into the other ones. Gears of War, I do have. I'm going to go grab this bunch right here. So starting with Judgment, which explains why Bird's not allowed to have any type of command status. Then I have Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, and then my final Gears of War 3. To me, was my favorite one because I just love how they did the story. Symphony of the Night, I don't have. I still got Lord of Darkness and Lament of Innocence. Symphony of the Night is like everybody's favorite. I don't know why I don't have that one, to be honest with you. I'm new to games. What you play after Outer Wilds? Outer Wilds, is that like an RPG or a JRPG? Let me know about that. I need a little more background story on it. Halo 3, I do have. I do have it. Bam. No, you can't. This is from my private collection. But if you want to know where you can, just DM me and I would answer that question. Anything pertaining to that, I'm not going to say it because every time I do get restriction on TikTok. But let me know and I will tell you that. I don't have a Sega CD game. I'm not a Sega CD. Sega CD is very expensive. There's only a handful of games that I want on the Sega CD, and the Sega CD is very, very expensive. I do want Wirehead. That's probably one of the few games I want. Wirehead and the Terminator 1. I'm kind of pissed off with GameStop because I ordered Terminator Fate of 3D Fate or whatever, the new Terminator game, and then they did not give me my copy. They lost it. So I'm still fighting with them for that. Kingdom Hearts I do have. One of the newest Kingdom Hearts I have is Kingdom Hearts 3. And then Nightmare Creatures I have for the N64 right here. It's always easy for me to find Nightmare Creatures. Boom. And everybody that collects, please, in labels. Great. God Hand is one of the ones I have to get. As soon as I find God Hand for a reasonable price, I will get it. And Freedom Fighter to me is one of my favorite games. Hold on a second. I have to take this phone call. Hello? Hello? Yes. No problem. Hi. Sorry about guys on YouTube. And sorry about that people that's on sorry about that people on TikTok. I had to take that phone call. Spider-Man, I have tons of Spider-Man games. So you know what? I'm gonna do the newer ones, the two newer ones that came out. And I tell everybody, you have to play Miles Morales first to understand like Miles' story to me. I feel like that's what you have to do. Clock Tower, I'm not a real big interested in playing Clock Tower. I'm gonna be honest with you. Clock Tower, like certain games, like especially like Clock Tower, I'm not gonna be really big into playing it. Bulletproof, I do have. Everybody loves Bulletproof. I don't. You know what? I guess I was actually shocked that Bulletproof was actually as good as it was. To be honest with you, I was never expecting it to be as good as it was. Trying to find something to play in the background while we have some background music. But yeah, what I can do this. So, I do have Halo. I'm a big Halo fan. Um, let me see. Let me show you Halo 2. Halo 2 is the first one actually to do online. It was actually really cool. And mine is fully complete. With the manual and everything. It was actually a really good one. So, excuse me. So the back of the bulletproof case. There you go. The back of the bulletproof case. Nothing special really. It's not a bad game. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually not a bad game. I actually love the fact that G Unit and Eminem are actually in the game, and it's actually really funny, especially Eminem playing a corrupt cop of all people. I mean, it's actually really fun. It's actually a decent game. This was another game called Blood in the Sand. Now I don't know if Blood in the Sand was actually a direct sequel or a different game, but it's close enough. WWE for the PS3. I only got two, and that would be SmackDown versus Raw 10 and 11. Like I said, I wasn't really big into wrestling after the original ones that came out for the PS2, but I did continue collecting it. Rainbow Six, the first game on the PS1, Dreamcast, or N64. I think the Rainbow Six I have is for the N64, and it's a terrible port of the game. Do not get this port of Rainbow Six for the N64. Same thing with Ready to Rumble Boxing. Go with the CD ports of Ready to Rumble Boxing and then Rainbow Six. You'll get a lot better game. If you have no choice, yes, but this game is so bad it's almost unplayable because of the lag and stuff. And as for Scarface, instead of getting Scarface, I decided to get Sopranos over Scarface because Sopranos to me was a better game and cheaper than Scarface. Black, I do have. Black is usually always really easy to find because I just like how the case is designed. This case is designed kind of cool, if you ask me. I do have two Ninja Gaiden games. I got Ninja Gaiden, the original for the Xbox, which is kind of like, their version of a Souls game, and I do have Z. Now, Z is the PS3 version of Black, pretty much. Rampage for PS1. I don't have Rampage. I do got Rampage for the N64. The God of War Saga on the PS3. I got the God of War Collection, God of War 1 and 2. Then I also got God of War 3 on the PS3. Then I got God of War 3 again, the remaster on the PS4. Fortnite, I got digitally. Most Wanted. I have tons of Most Wanted. And I always like Most Wanted 2, because people don't know how important Most Wanted 2 is in the series. Because Most Wanted 2, any game after Most Wanted, like Underground 2, I keep saying Most Wanted, after Underground 2, all takes place in the same universe. And a lot of people don't know that. SOCOM 2, PS2, yes. SOCOM 2 for the PS2. And I gotta get the headset so I can actually fully enjoy this game. Everybody said the headset is much needed, so I'm eventually gonna get the headset. Call of Duty, Resident Evil 4. I just showed Resident Evil 4, but did I put it back? Resident Evil 4. Oh, it's right here. Hold on. I got Resident Evil 4. I got the remaster, but I also got it for the PS2. I originally want the GameCube port. To me, the GameCube port was like the original version of Resident Evil 2. Silent Hill 2. I do got Silent Hill 2, and I got kind of the director's cut of Silent Hill 2. So, those who may not know, there was a director's cut of Silent Hill 2 released for the PS2 only in Japan. But for some reason, we never got it for the PS2 over here. But then the Xbox released their version, and it came with the Xbox extras. But pretty much, it just came with the director's cut extras. So this is like the director's cut. This is for Xbox. Modern Warfare 2. I got it for the Xbox, but I just want to show it for the PS3 because it's like right there for me to grab. It's just easier as I put in some of these games back. Obscure is one of those games I do want to get. It's just one of those rarer titles. So eventually I will get Obscure. I want to get it for the Xbox. And funny thing, I never seen it in the wild. Winback and New Vegas. New Vegas I do have. Not my favorite, but I do have New Vegas. Not my favorite out the bunch. Then I do got Winback 1 and I got Winback 2. Jet Li and the Warriors. I'm going to show the Warriors. The Warriors actually... Oh, wow. I got both of the games together. I can show both. So Jet Li and then the Warriors. Both awesome games. They do a very good job showing the Jet Li's fighting style. And they show a good job showing like how the Warriors were created. And to find out that they're an offshoot of another game, which is actually really interesting. GTA 5, I do have. Now, GTA 5 was, while it was good, the main thing that made GTA 5 was the online. Hands down. So, I always liked the GTA 4 story better than GTA 5. Let me see, GTA, where is it? GTA, where the hell is it? Give me 1 second. I just gotta figure out where the hell I put it. Well, I feel like it's staring me right in my face, like I'm right here, and I can't see it. I do got it. I just gotta figure out. For some reason, I'm just not. My brain's not clicking, so I'm not seeing it. Time Crisis of Beautiful Joe. I know I have Time Crisis about Beautiful Joe, but I do got Time Crisis. Now, for you to enjoy a light gun game on a modern TV, you need a game. You need a console like the PS3 or the Nintendo Wii because they use sensors where you can actually use the light pew-pews with it. So that's why I say Time Crisis. But with Time Crisis 4, you need a special pew-pew controller to actually use the camera. So yeah, that's actually a little fun fact. No Fever, I do got Max Payne. Max Payne 1, 2. I also got 3 as well. And then for Ghost, I do have it. Let me put these back real quick. What is this? Time Crisis. And then Ghost. I have it. I didn't really play Ghost fully yet. I did play the game to try it, but I am going to try Ghost. Because I want to try it. Okay, what's with the flags, bro? I don't have Jackass, but I do have a Yakuza game. This is Yakuza Conway. Anyway, this is actually the remaster of the one that was released for the PS2. And this is actually a really good port, and mine is also a steelbook. Technically, it should belong up here. I just ran out of space. So that's why I keep it right there. Hardline, I do have. Hardline wasn't the best Battlefield game online-wise, but it was a decent and a change of pace, actually. Kind of like a Bad Boys vibe, if you ask me. Final Fantasy, Call of Duty. I'm going to show these two random ones. I do have it. Mirror Edge 1 and 2. There was never a Mirror Edge 2. This is a Mirror Edge 1 and then the Mirror Edge 1 remaster. I do have the Mirror Edge 1, the first one, before the remake, which I enjoyed this over the remake, to be honest with you. Because for me, it looks a lot more realer than the one that we got the remaster-wise. I do got PS5 controller, and I also have my PS Black 5 controller that I use for the PS2. So I use this to play my PS2. That I just happily dropped, so hopefully it still works. Let me put that back in the charger. The orange box, Manhunt 2 I don't have. I do have the orange box. To me, I like it. I like the fact that I can play Half-Life on here, Half-Life 1 and 2, so I do enjoy it. Yakuza 1, Yakuza 1, Yakuza 1, which I did show earlier. That is Yakuza Conway, which is, I think it's Yakuza, I like Yakuza 1. I could be wrong. Spider-Man and Resident Evil. So, for Spider-Man, you know what? I'm going to show, which one is this one? Hold on, I'm going to show this one. Spider-Man 1 for the PS1. This is actually one of the first Spider-Mans. Thank you for the gifts. This is actually one of the first Spider-Mans I played and I beat. And I love the storyline. I love the little rivalry between Venom. And I love the fact each suit has special powers where the suits actually did something. I do have WWE. I got a few WWE games. One I don't talk about a lot for WWE is actually Attitude. Right here. I actually don't talk about this a lot, so I thought I just don't talk about it right now. I don't have The Walking Dead, and I don't have Conan. Um, the Walking Dead game, the only one that's really good one is the Conway game. There's Batman for the N64. The only Batman I know for the N64 was Batman Beyond, and I don't have that one. And neither does I have Mario Kart Double Dash. I was never a big fan of the Double Dash. Well, I'm a big fan of it. I didn't get a chance to play it yet. Like I said, I don't have no Walking Dead games. I do want to get the Telltale's Walking Dead game, which I'll eventually get later on. But right now, I don't. Spawn for the Dreamcast, though, I do have. It was actually a really good, unique fighting game, Spawn for the Dreamcast. It was actually really fun. Metal Gear Solid 2. Not my favorite Metal Gear Solid out of the series, but I do have it. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, fully complete, which I do have. Final Fantasy 7. The only Final Fantasy 7 I have, hold on, let's put this back where it belongs, is the remasters of Final Fantasy 7. So I got Rebirth and I got Integrate. And yeah, so this is like the only ones I do have. Sleeping Dogs I do have, and I always tell Sleeping Dogs is like it's technically the third game in the True Crime series. It was until they changed the name. Pokemon. Now, tons of Pokemon games. I guess one of the ones I could really grab is Pokemon Coliseum for the GameCube. It was actually a really good JRPG. I love the concept of it. You actually get like a darker tone Pokemon game, which is I feel like it was needed for the series at the time. No Fever, Vice City, and Call of Duty. I do got Call of Duty, but I will show Vice City. Vice City is my least favorite GTA out of all of them. For some reason, I don't like Vice City at all. That's why I'm not really a big fan of GTA 6 location because it's the same location as Vice City, but we'll see. For Call of Duty, I don't have a lot. I'm just gonna show the ones I have for the PS3. That's the easiest one for me to grab. Ninja Gaiden. I do have the original one for the Xbox, and I also have Z for the PS3, where Z is actually like black for the PS3, pretty much. And then Resident Evil 4 remake. Put you back. I do have Resident Evil 4 remake. I think it's still out. Yes, still out. Especially when my boy Leon coming back. You know, a lot of people don't want to play this again. But Halo 3 was actually a good game. To me, it was a good conclusion to the series. I feel like Halo 3 was a good way to close it out. Halo 4 gets a lot of hate, and Guardians gets tons of hate. But Guardians was like one of the better ones because it actually introduced Blue Team. So, you know. I'm not the disc version of Fortnite. I do got Gran Turismo 3 Ace back. It was actually not a bad Gran Turismo game. Comes with a whole bunch of cards and everything. Yeah, Halo. So that's pretty much Halo 5. Hold on. It's called Halo 5 Guardians, pretty much. That's when Locke's team, when you get Buck for ODST, then you get Blue Team. And Blue Team is Master Chief Squad. And pretty much, it does a really good job, like, introducing Blue Team. Because if you ever read the books, you understand about his squad. Because technically, he's part of a team. Halo 5 was so attracted to cancel the sequels they had for it. No, they didn't. They came out with Halo Infinite. The problem was is that they lost the... Halo 5 wasn't trash. Halo 5 was really good how to introduce the teams. The problem was they didn't know the direction it was going in. And they kind of messed up and they tried to reboot the series, but I feel like they didn't have to do that. If they would have kept the kind of original concept and it's introduced Infinite open world, it would have been a lot better game. Battle Royale I don't have. I do have Devil May Cry, and that's Devil May Cry HD. Let me see. Devil May Cry. Liberty City. Here we go. Devil May Cry HD. Well, actually, Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. It kind of sucks because it kind of retconned Devil May Cry 1 and some aspects of Devil May Cry 2. And it just made Devil May Cry 3 like the canon out of all the series. Which makes sense, to be honest with you. Resident Evil Guarding, I don't have that. Halo 3 I could show, yes. Halo 3. And I think my Halo 3 actually has the poster, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it does. So, some Halo 3s actually came with a poster, and mine is one of them that actually came with the poster. So, I am going to open a poster for the first time on live. It came with a cool poster with Master Chief and the Orbiter. I always thought that was really cool. And on the back, you get the controls of how to use it, how to play the game. Not all Halo 3s came with that. Well, all Halo 3s did, but now you can't really find it. Indiana Jones and Emperor's Tomb. I got an Indiana Jones game. I don't know if it's the Emperor's Tomb, though. It is Indiana Jones and Emperor's Tomb, yes, and it's a Blockbuster special. I love collecting stuff from Blockbuster. This just like brings back a whole bunch of memories. Xbox 360, I love playing, but they have better multiplayer games. While PlayStation 3 actually had a lot of great single player games. It was to me. I don't have Madden. Resident Evil 6 Archives, I don't have. Fortnite, I have digitally. I don't have the disc for Fortnite. God of War, I'm gonna show Ragnarok because that's the easier one for me to grab. Was it, and it's the day one edition of Ragnarok, the launch edition. Uh, Favorite PS5 game besides Helldivers is Pacific Drive. It's my favorite PS5 game. 1 second, guys. Hello, I'm doing it live. So yeah, sorry about that. Why is it every single time I try to do it live, everybody wants to call me? You know. Anyway, Paper Mario. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Mario at all. I still got GTA, the original three. Then I also got 4 and 5 as well. Paper Mario. I'm not saying it was a bad game. I'm just not a big fan of Paper Mario. Now, Edge of Time, I do have right here. It was actually a real, to me, was a good way to intro into the Spider Verse. I like how the whole Spider Man series was a good way to enter the Spider Verse. What happened, Dames? Did I miss your thing? Sorry if I did. Let me see if I can catch up with the chat for a little bit. Paper Mario was okay. It just wasn't like a, I don't know. It just wasn't a game that I wanted to play. Which game do I like? Out of what? No, I don't. And then places that I do, just DM me. I'm not going to say it because every time I say it, I get a restriction on TikTok, and I don't feel like dealing with no restrictions today. Final Fantasy X, I do have. It's actually the first Final Fantasy I actually played, and it actually kind of turned me off to Final Fantasy for a while because to me the story was kind of confusing. Thousand Year Door, I never played it. I'm gonna be honest with you, never played it. Any old WWE games for any console. So you know what? I'm gonna show everybody's favorite old WWE game. Oh, correction, WWF game, and that's No Mercy, which is everybody's favorite out of the bunch. Metal of Arms, I don't have. I do have Metal Slug, I just don't have Metal of Arms. And Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock, I do have. And I think it is fully complete as well. I have tons of Guitar Hero games. Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game ever. I love this over all the other ones. Wind Waker. And there's a way to use Wind Waker to use it for the GameCube Game Boy player, and you can use Wind Waker to kind of replace the actual disc for the Game Boy player. A lot of people don't know that. There's a way to use the Wind Waker disc for that. Raw Danger is just like, it's from the same series as Disaster Report. Now, I don't have Raw Danger, but I do got Disaster Report. You don't really see these games that often in the wild. I don't have Sunshine. The Guitar Hero game I would recommend highly will always be 80s rock. I love 80s rock. I'm a Supernatural fan, and I would like it. But if you want to play at least a modern one, get World Tour. Yeah, there is a way to do it. I'm not familiar how. I forgot, but there is a way to do it. A lot of people will use the Wind Waker because there's a way you use Wind Waker to connect to your Game Boy Advance, and you get special, areas and stuff. Bloody Roar, Primal Fury, I do have. I don't have Band Hero because I'm never a big fan of Band Hero. Neither do I have Haze. I'm not a big fan of Haze neither. I don't have Band Hero as well. I don't have Haze. Red Dead Revolver, I do. And I will tell everybody, it wasn't for this game, there will be no Red Dead Redemption. This is the granddaddy for all the Red Dead Redemption series. This is actually a really good storyline. It actually plays really, really good. What's the Gears of War box on the shelf? That's Gears of War 1. It's just the steel book version of Gears of War 1. Collector's edition. Hold on. I'll grab it. So it's just the steel book of Gears of War 1. It comes with a few extras and some fan art. Pretty much it's the collector's edition. Same thing with my Doom 3. Doom 3 steel book collector's edition. Let me put you back where you belong. Boom. Alright. DJ Hero I do have. Now I have DJ Hero you see right up here. I have for the PS2 and also have Xbox. I got all the DJ Heroes pretty much. Gothic I don't have. G Police I don't have. I actually was thinking about getting GPS soon. G Police soon. Silent Hill 2, like I said, I got Silent Hill 2 for the OG Xbox, which is It's like the director's cut. Because the director's cut was only released in Japan, and this has all the extras that the director's cut do have. Bioshock and God of War. I already showed God of War multiple times. I'm gonna show Bioshock right now. Somebody people told me to go straight to Infinite, but I may play Bioshock 1 first. I don't know. Zelda Gold. So the only one with Zelda Gold is Zero Bizarro's Mask. Believe it or not, this is not the rarest port of Zelda. The rarest port of Zelda Bizarro's Mask is actually the Gray card. I don't have Duck Hunt because I don't have an NES. I sold my NES collection a while ago. Me and the NES don't get along at all. That game I don't have. Resistance 2 I do. The Resistance, I gotta really sit down and play through this series because everybody loves it, and I've yet to actually play through this series. Very Mario Party game, probably Mario Party 1, because that's the only one I own is Mario Party 1. I don't have Killer Instinct for the N64. I do gotta get that. There's Killer Instinct Gold, but I do got Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo. So, Extreme G Racing GameCube, Extreme Racing for the GameCube. I got Extreme G. I know that's what you mean. And then Area 51. Let's see right here. I don't like bending down. Yeah, I do got Area 51 for the Xbox. But it's actually not a bad first-person shooter game, to be honest with you. Fully complete. Red Faction, I do have. I got it for the OGX. Sorry, the OGX box. For the PS2, I do have Red Faction. Let me see. Red Faction. Spider-Man. I do got an Incredible Hulk game now. It's funny. As soon as I got the Incredible Hulk game, now nobody asked me if I have Incredible Hulk. I forgot what game I was looking for. Godfather. I do got the Godfather. Pokemon Red. The only Pokemon Red I collected is Pokemon Fire Red, which is like this remake of the original one. Smash Bros. Melee. Yes. So, Smash Bros. Melee. Yeah, that's the GameCube port of it. I do have it. And I also got Brawl and stuff like that. I don't have that one. Never heard of that game. Rampage for the PS2. The only Rampage I have is Rampage Universal Tour, and that's for the N64. I do have Pigman though. Pigman was actually not a bad game. I only got the first one because that's the one I only original like playing. So yes, I don't have that Death by Degree. Never heard of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Never heard of that game. No, actually I do. I got SmackDown 2 here, which is actually my favorite. Because he actually can do the career mode with 2 players. It was actually really good. Dollar Hill Demolition, no. Like I said, only the collect games that I'm really going to be interested in playing. FC26. What is this FC26 everybody keep telling me about? I do, but you got to DM me because I'm not going to say it. Because every time I say it on here, I do get banned. Judgment, I do have. TikTok is very, very strict with that. So I'm not going to do that. How do you use control? Okay, so that's a good question. So I 3D printed these. Here we go. So I 3D print these. These are holders for the N64. Pretty much, you put them on the wall, right? And you just click them on, and that's it. As you can see, there's holes right here that shows they go straight into the wall. And yeah, this is version 1s, and I have version 2s holding these up, and it works great. I don't have Bomberman. Not a big fan of Bomberman. I do got Turok. I'm just gonna grab the first Turok because it's easy for me to grab. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of Bomberman. Army of 2, yes, I do have it. Hold on. Do you use them in your console? Or they probably size them. What? What do I use? What in my consoles? Army of 2, I do have. And guys, please be adults when you're on my live. I mean, I know there's also freaking kids on it, but be adults. Let's be honest. If you can't be adults, then go somewhere else. Most Wanted, I do, and I always tell everybody, you're the same protagonist in 2 that you are in Most Wanted. W11 I don't have. I do got Kingdom Hearts 2. Which I actually got to play. I never played Kingdom Hearts 2. I only played Kingdom Hearts 3, and that's the one I actually beat. Out of all of them. Everybody keeps saying, today's a heavy true crimes day. I guess people love true crimes. True crimes. Do you use them in your N64 console, your controller? I don't understand that question. Put me back. Left 4 Dead. One thing very interesting about Left 4 Dead, especially Left 4 Dead 2, the Xbox 360 servers are still online. So you still go online with your Xbox 360 and play these online. the oil in them for the controllers. Oh no, you don't put oil on these things, man. These are all electrical. Like you're fine. You don't put oil on them. Thank you, man. Thank you for Fortnite. Old Mission Warlords, I'm not a big fan of. Oh, is that the first one? Yeah, it is. So I do have to. So okay, these are my favorite ones. The first one, and then the third one because it has the OG, the professional himself in it. Two, I'm not a big fan of. X Men Legends, I do have. Actually, X Men Legends 1 and 2. I'm just going to show X Men Legends 2 because it's easier for me to grab without breaking my back and bend it down. I got this out of a bundle not too long ago. Fortunately, it's not fully complete, but, I do have it. No rugby games. Like I said, I'm not really big into sports games like that. Sorry, I'm just not really big into sports games. 1080 Snowboard is actually my favorite snowboarding game. Do I have it in my pocket? Yep. 1080 Snowboarding is my favorite snowboarding game out of the bunch, out of a whole. So, yeah. Hold on. Cheers. Freaking drinking like a 2-year-old. True crime, she's from New York. Like I said, today's a heavy true crimes day, apparently. True crime, she's from New York. I do have it, fam. It's actually my favorite because I am from New York. And then Tekken Tag, I do have it. I actually found this at a thrift store, fully complete for $4. So yes. I don't have Avalanche. I didn't even play Avalanche, to be honest with you. PS5 games I can recommend. So games that are strictly that are on the PS5 only will be one Pacific Drive, which is actually a really good, unique horror game, which I do like. And then, obviously, it's going to be Helldivers. Obviously. And yeah, I'm trying to get games that specifically for on the PS5, nothing that's all over the place. Blastoid and Mortal Kombat. I do have Mortal Kombat. I'm just going to show Deception. But I do have Mortal Kombat. And then for Blastoid, I don't have yet. I don't have Alan Wake 2. I only got Alan Wake 1. When it comes to the Hitman, you said Hitman 2. So for the PS3, I'm sorry, PS2, there's multiple ones. So I guess you're talking about Silent Assassin. No, Silent Assassin, I believe it's 2 in the series. Where Contract's being 1. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it goes Contract, Silent Assassin, and then it goes Blood Money. No NES game. I sold my whole NES collection. And someone said Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yes. Conker's Bad Fur Day I do have, and I have the best port of Conker's Bad Fur Day. That's for the N64. Because any port, Live and Reloaded is good, but Live and Reloaded is very heavily edited. They took a lot of the jokes out, a lot of the stuff out, so I don't have Live and Reloaded. I just have Conker's Bad Fur Day. The Crew 2, I don't have no Crew games. Big Bumpin' on the 360, yes. I actually have all three of those games for the Burger King. Funny fact, these games work on the 360 and the OG Xbox, which is actually kind of rare because the Xbox is not really big on backwards compatibility, so a lot of the OG Xbox games did not work on the 360. These are actually one of the few titles that actually works on the OG Xbox and the 360. So yes. Jackie Chan Stuntmaster is one of my favorite games on the PS1, and I do have it right here. I just got to get a manual. I ordered a repro manual last year, and I'm still waiting for it, so hopefully I get it soon, because I do want a fully complete manual. Spy vs. Spy is actually one I recently got. I literally just got this, and it's fully complete. I got it out of a bundle. SEO, I don't have the SEO edition. Favorite Lego game? Probably Lego Batman, even though I'm not really big into whole Lego games as a whole. F-Zero. I think I have one F-Zero game. Hold on. I have F-Zero for, yeah, I do. F-Zero for the Super Nintendo. So, yes, I do got an F-Zero game. Sonic Adventure Battle 2. I don't have Sonic Adventure Battle 2. I just got the OG Sonic Adventure 2. But to me, it's, no, good. Super Mario World. I already showed Super Mario World. I don't feel like showing that game again, to be honest with you. But actually, look, I have it in my pocket, so I don't have to go down and bend. So I do have it. Favorite Game Boy game? Shockingly enough, it's actually Men in Black. This one's actually based on the cartoon series. I don't know why I love this game so much. I just... and it's a cheap game, too. It's not even a really great game. Diddy Kong Racing I don't have, and I do have Dead to Rights. Let me show Dead to Rights first. Here we go. Dead to Rights. And then for Watch Dogs 2, I do have Watch Dogs 2. It's probably the last one I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna get no more Watch Dogs. Because after that, Legion to me they were doing too much. Silent Hill 3 I don't have. I do have a PSP. But with that being said, guys, I am going to end this live. I do want to enjoy the rest of my Saturday. But please, like in all my lives, let me pray for you. Please bow your heads. And no, I don't have a CRT TV because I have this room ain't that big. It's very small. Anyway, guys, please bow your head. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, bless everybody at the other end of that screen. May they have a great and wonderful weekend and a great, wonderful Christmas, Lord. In Jesus' holy and mighty name, amen. Amen, everybody. Thank everybody for hopping on my live, both on YouTube and on TikTok. Please, guys, on TikTok, follow me on my YouTube. I'm trying to build my presence there as well. Look out for my new video that'll be coming out showing an extensive, detailed tour of my game room. You're going to see everything, every aspect of the game room. I'm going to explain in detail why I did certain things that I did, and it's going to be coming out tomorrow. So definitely look out for that. Anyway, guys, be blessed. Everybody watching on